Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today I am here to open a mood mystery box. Now I had seen these all over on YouTube and I love the mystery, so I couldn't help myself. I have actually already ordered one and my family was visiting us at the time and my mom really wanted to be part of the mystery, so we ended up unboxing it. Which was originally intended for here, but she kind of already commandeered some of the fabric for a project for her, so I just ordered a new one so that I could go through it with you all. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about it, but I do have to say the first box I got, I was pretty pleasantly surprised with. I got a lot of basics, I got some nice wool, a lot of different things, a lot of solid colors, which I love print and solid for different reasons, so I'm pretty open-minded, but I was pleasantly surprised with that box, so I'm curious to see what I think about my second one. I got them about 2 months apart, so I've been very anxious to get into this. If you are new here, which most of you probably are because this is probably like the second video on this channel, hello, welcome. Definitely feel free to subscribe and come along as I share sewing videos with you, and it is possible that down the road I might include some other simple living type of things, but I'm not sure. This could just end up being a sewing channel as well. So come along with me and let's get into this mystery box. It is massive and it's definitely at least the 10 pounds. The last one I actually thought might not be the 10 pounds and I weighed it on the scale and it still was. This feels heavier than that did. So I don't know. Maybe I just had an extra good workout that week and was, you know, shredded from the gym. I don't really know, but this one definitely feels heavier. So we're gonna find out what's in here. Now I'm probably an intermediate sewer if I had to guess. Self-taught, you know, during 2020 and that whole era, had done a little bit growing up. And you know, I just love it. It's my happy place, but I definitely would not consider myself an expert by any means. So I might not know technically every fabric in here. We will just have to see how well I can do. Ugh, okay, finally got this open. I see a print right on top that I'm already into it. So let me grab this giant plastic bag out of here. All right, on second thought, I'm just gonna grab from down here because it's very heavy. First thing I see in the box is what looks like some blue fur trim. Now, I do have to say, I don't have a clue what I would do with this sheddy, feathery, it just feels like a boa. It looks like a long boa. This would have to be something pretty costumey, I think. Now, I do occasionally sew some Disney related things, so maybe there's some way I can get creative with this in the future. This definitely is not something I would pick for myself, and feathers are flying all over the sewing room right now. However, part of why I wanted to do this was to push the boundaries for my sewing journey as well. Sometimes I get scared to try new things. I'm sure a lot of people on their sewing journey can relate to that. And I want to be less afraid, including what types of fabrics and prints I work with. So that was part of this mystery box for me as well. So I'll have to think on this and see if I can come up with something creative. All right, so the fabric that I mentioned seeing on the top of the box is this red floral print. I do love a good floral, so I was excited to see this. It does have a little bit of, I feel like the tiniest bit of stretch, two-way stretch here. It looks to be a decent cut of fabric here. We're gonna see if I can kind of guesstimate here. I've seen the whole arm trick, so it looks to me like it's maybe 2.5-ish yards of this pretty fabric. I definitely think this is some sort of a cotton blend. I couldn't get more specific than that, but it's kind of a, yeah, it's like a cotton blend that's got a nice drape to it. It's a lighter weight cotton. It's not a stiff quilting cotton or anything like that. This I'm excited to use. I love the color already, and we're kind of in that season that a nice pop of red like this would work really well. So I'm excited to try to do something with this. We actually have a trip coming up to Paris, and I've been thinking about doing a video on making something for Paris, and if I get the time to do that, maybe this would be a fun fabric to grab. All right, the next fabric that I see, I also really like. This is kind of a funky, again, feels cotton of some sort, And it's very lightweight. It's got a sheer quality to it, and it's kind of this big funky print on this really pretty green color. This is one of my favorite shades of green, and it's giving Pebbles and Bam Bam a little bit, but in the best way possible. There's something that feels really fun and playful about this, but it is on the sheer side, and it's weird because it's lightweight and it has movement, but there is a stiffness to it at the same time. It kind of feels like a scarf material. So I'm not sure what I would do with this. Let's see here. We've got maybe 2 yards of this material here, about-ish. I really like it though. Again, I'm gonna have to have a think on this. Maybe something like, I mean, it would be really cute actually as a beach sarong, or even like a cover of some sort. I don't know. I think this has a lot of possibilities, so I will have to think on this, but I really like it. All right, the next fabric feels like a lot of it, and this is gonna be interesting to figure out what to do with. So this is like a performance stretch fabric. Stretchy in 4 ways. This definitely is some sort of like lycra spandex, and it's got a sheen to it as well. Now, I love me some pink, but stretchy performance wear pink, I'm gonna have to have a think on that. I'm not gonna lie. Even it's a little see-through. It's not, I wouldn't say that this would be something you could make squat-proof gym pants with or anything. It's definitely gonna be a little bit too see-through for something like that. I don't know. And this might have to be some sort of like evening dress, like more of a club kind of, I don't know. That's not really my thing, but I feel like it has to go in that-ish direction. It looks like almost 3 yards of this. So far the cuts have been really decent sizes, and yeah, this is definitely not something I would have grabbed for myself. But I do like pink, and again, it's definitely gonna make me be creative. I do think I see a little stain along the bottom, but it's just right along the selvage, so nothing too crazy that I can't work around. So yeah, if you have any wild thoughts for this, let me know down in the comments. It would definitely work for like a cowl neck style anything as well, but would I wear it? I'm gonna have to think about what I could wear with this stylistically. All right, so the next few things, I just see a sea of white. So the first thing I'm grabbing out is, now this is not a very big cut. I would say this is only maybe a quarter or third of a yard here of this. I think it's like a twill maybe. It's got, again, just a little bit of, especially 2-way stretch a little bit here. I think it's a twill, but I can find something to do with this. Especially, I've been making these little dolls, which I'll link the last video. I made a doll, and it might be possible to use this for that. I have to play around with it, but yeah, it's not a super big cut, but because it's a basic, I think I can still do something with this, or I've been making some little like sling bags. It's probably enough for something like that. So again, I'll have a think on this, but I do like it. It's just not a ton to work with. All right, so sticking with the theme of white here, we have what I think is like a stiff cotton. Oh my goodness, this thing just keeps going and going. Let's see here. It's got a little bit of a, how do I explain this? I wouldn't even compare it to a quilting cotton. It's got a little bit of a, I don't know how to explain this texture. Let's see how much is here. Maybe just over 2 yards. It's got a little bit of a tablecloth feel, you know, like the cheap kind of tablecloths. I hate to say that, but it's got that little something. This is going to need to go through a wash and just soften up a little bit, I think. I mean, it's basic. You can definitely find something to do with white cotton, you know, so I will definitely find a use for this. Even if it was something like an underlining, maybe this would be really helpful. I actually have a project I've been wanting to work on I need a white underlining for, so that might be what this gets used for, is sort of a corset top that I've been wanting to do that I need white underlining for. So that might be where this goes. The next white piece here is, it's more of a cream, it's more of an ivory, but it is like your favorite comfy, super stretchy jersey. and a lot of it. So I'm happy about that. I can 1000% do something with this. So again, I'm getting really big cuts this box, like more consistent large cuts than the last box. Where I'm getting lost here with the fabric though. Hold on a second. Okay, we're gonna try this again. So one, maybe like 2.5 yards of this kind of off-white ivory. I mean, I can think of a million things to do with this. My wardrobe, it's all over the place. I don't know about anyone else out there, but I love a lot of different things. When I see neutrals and very clean, classic silhouettes, that's probably what I'm most drawn to when I see it. But you get me in a sewing room and I go off the rails. All of a sudden it's prints and florals and color. So I like a little bit of everything, but because this is such a basic, I could use this for just about anything. Comfy t-shirts. You can use this for active wear. I could use, yeah, I don't know. This could get used for just about anything. So this is a nice one to have. All right, and the next piece, I do not know what this is. I can tell you right off the bat, it is a very loose weave. It's white. I don't even know what to compare this to. It's kind of on the stiffer side. See if I can kind of show you the texture at all. I don't know if that's going to come through. It reminds me of almost like some of the ribbons you find at Christmas time that are, you know, that real loose weave kind of material. If anyone has a guess as to what this is, please let me know. I genuinely have zero clue what I would use this for. No clue at all. It's about 2.5 yards, so there's quite a bit of it. I don't know what this is. I do not know. So if anybody knows what this might be, please let me know and let me know what a good use for this might be. It does, again, it's got that little bit of like a tablecloth, ribbony type of feel. It doesn't feel like something that would feel nice on the skin, if that makes sense. It's not, doesn't have a great skin feel. But you know, it's here. We'll get creative and I will see what y'all say down in the comments and what I might be able to do with this. All right, I'm just shocked how much fabric is coming out of this box right now. Like there's a lot in here. The next fabric I have is definitely in the chiffon direction. It's a very lightweight sheer black fabric. It has a little bit of give to it, but nothing crazy. And let's see here. We've got 1, 2.5-ish yards. So again, really nice cuts of things. It's very drapey, very sheer. This could be used for so many things. But I do like having basics around because I do tend to go for prints when I end up in the store. So I like having this. And yeah, I think it's, I don't know the exact blend, but it's in the chiffon direction for sure. All right, now we have more solids. Oh my gosh, it's just like I had a whole section of white and now I have a whole section of black. So this black fabric is some sort of cotton blend again. On the stiffer side, it doesn't have like a ton of drape, so I would probably do something similar with this that I would do with the white for the underlining. Let's see here, we've got 1, 2.5. So again, a really good size cut of this. Everything has been in one piece too. I haven't seen anything yet that looks damaged, other than that one little tiny spot on the outer edge of the selvage, which is not a big deal. Because it does say when you order these boxes that they have the potential to have minor damage and stuff. So pleasantly surprised with that so far as well. And yeah, this is something that again would work well for like an underlining to help stiffen something up. All right, now this fabric that's coming out next has a little bit more dimension in the color. Like it's almost like a charcoal gray with a little bit of sheen to it. See how well that shows up. And it's got a little bit of a silkiness to it. Again, I'm not 100% sure on the blend. I don't think it's silk, but it's got a silk quality. It feels, I don't know. Yeah, there's just a little bit of something that feels slick to this material. It's definitely sheer. Definitely has some drape to it. So on this one, it looks like maybe 2.25 yards. Again, really nice cuts. This could possibly work as even just a lightweight lining depending on what I was doing. It is on the thin side though, so I'd have to be careful. I wouldn't want it to tear, but it feels, you know, the sheen on this would be nice inside something, but it feels, yeah, like it's got a silk quality, but also cottony. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right, and the last thing I am pulling out here, oh my gosh, I think this is interfacing. Is this just like a really thick black interfacing? Can you see how it's got like the bumps of iron-on interfacing on it? It's interesting though. I don't know if this is, I'm assuming this is iron-on with this texture on the back, but it could be a sew-in. It is thick though. This is definitely not a lightweight interfacing. I would say this is a heavy interfacing, and wow, there's a lot of it. It's kind of hard to manipulate here because of how stiff it is. I think it's, again, maybe 2 1/4 to 2.5 yards. So that's great. I mean, I can always use interfacing, but I didn't actually expect to get that as part of a fabric box. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. I didn't know that that was one of the components you could get. So I'm not mad at it. Again, it will get used, but definitely probably the biggest surprise of the box, just because I wasn't aware of that. But yeah, that's the last piece. All right, so we've come to the end of the box. I am actually even happier with this box, I think, than the first. Now, I had some things in the first I absolutely loved, but this one feels very versatile, and I'm so happy with how large the cuts are in this one because it really gives me some flexibility on what I can do. I think that I am most excited actually still about the first two, the floral red and the sort of pebbles and bam bam one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a lot of the other fabrics yet, aside from the white that I'm gonna use for the underlining. And I certainly do not know what I'm gonna do with the more tablecloth feeling material, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the spandex lycra pink. Those are the two that I think are throwing me for the biggest loop. It doesn't mean I won't figure it out. It just means I'm not really sure. So I hope you enjoyed opening this mystery box with me. I would be very curious to see what you think down in the comments, and also what your experience has been like with these mystery boxes. So far, I'm 2 out of 2 happy with them. And if you enjoy the mystery, you enjoy pushing your sewing skills, then I do think it can be worth it to do. It's worked out really well for me, and I am trying to do less fabric buying this year. So it's been a fun way to still kind of get some surprises without breaking the bank. So that is all. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.